Not good stream health. Let me see. That's not good. That is not good. Oops, what did I just do? See if I can get this closer. Huh. There we go. I just moved it just a little bit. How about that? Is that better? Let's see. See if that's better. We're in the green. May have to take it outside later on. Oh, that was a massive airplane that just went through. I don't know if it says that we're streaming, but we're really not. Says its stream health is excellent as a 1009. But how come it's not? Is it live? I wouldn't know. Alright, hang on. Let's try this again. Okay, now let's try it. Just testing out a few things here tonight. Making sure that this is going to be amazing for tomorrow. There's passing clouds and everything coming through. So, just making sure that we're in great shape. There's another plane that's going through. I should get this on the other camera too. Let's take a look and see. I'm pretty sure that that's where the heart is. I could be wrong. I don't know. What did I do? Yeah, I think that's it, but I'm not really sure. 5.75 here. And that's got to be where the heart is. I'm pretty sure that that's where the heart nebula is. All right. Okay. Did you really let near Cassiopeia? Me too. Me too. Hoping that our wish will come true. That's where I'm shooting right now. That's Cassiopeia right there, right in the heart of the actual center of here. So that way you'll be able to see it. And the meteor shower is just going to be just below that. But what I'm imaging right now is I'm going to do a long exposure of the Heart Nebula. And right now I'm just getting guiding set up and getting it all ready to go here. So just give me a second here. Just want to pull that up, pull that up. Okay, pull that up. Okay. And then I have cameras galore running here. I have the wide field, which is the T7 Astro-Cam. Then I have my finder, which is also... Let me get rid of the bullseye. Get rid of that. Come on, bullseye. There we go. Come on, camera. And no overlay. And then we're going to crank the exposure up to 10 seconds. The exposure time on the wide field is 70 seconds. So when these wonderful high-level clouds go away, we might be able to get something, I'm hoping. But you never know. And then I have the long exposure, which is going to be at the bottom left. I'm going to probably shrink it down a little bit, so then this way you'll be able to see more of the wide field sky, but I guess you can't go wrong. It's not too bad. Whoa, it's a lot of people. Hello, Venus. Hello, Tonight Owl. ERRT Radio. And it is still very, very, very early. And it is buffering. I don't know. It says that my video output is low. Let me check the Wi-Fi extender here. Let me just check it and see. Give me 1 second here. I might be blocking it. that works. Hang on, I'm just testing a few things here. Just give me 1 second, people. Oh, shoot. Just moving some stuff over here. Oh. There we go. Try that and see. Oh, just drop that too. Shoot! It's saying that it's at 3,000. Video output low. Why? Okay, now I think it's back. Okay. I moved it just a little bit closer, so hopefully that should do it. I'm hoping. Cross your fingers, people. I'm probably going to have to do this outside tomorrow, but we'll see. Probably get as close as I can to the router tomorrow as possible. Alright, now we're going to move this. Bandwidth is low. I don't know what would cause output low, because I was out here 3 nights ago and didn't have a single problem. Sounds good to me, Astronomy live stream. That would be really cool. If I would keep this stream not as, as buffering. Yeah, people laugh sometimes, but what can you do, Alright, so we're getting ready to guide. Because right now we're doing the west, and we're doing the east, and we're doing the dancing and this and that, and all over the place, and just gotta make sure we're doing this right, so. Some lovely clouds, though. Wish the clouds would just freaking go away. I think I'm in the right spot for where the Heart Nebula is. I'm pretty sure that that's it. Well, maybe not. Well, maybe yes. It is, okay. Yeah, that is the right spot. Okay, cool. I'm in the right spot. Because it would go like that. Yeah. Motorcycle! Sounded like just like lost an engine or something. And just like me trying to install Windows on this computer. Challenging, have made it difficult. Yeah, I know. I was buffering, but it's good now. I moved the computer just a little bit further, or a little bit closer to the Wi-Fi extender, so hopefully that should be good enough. There is one good one in Cassiopeia. And I'll pull that up here. Let me just pull this up. Settings, yes. M103. M103 is one of the star clusters that is in Cassiopeia. If you were to look at where the W is, like the top of the W is Navi, the bottom is Rukba, and right below that is M103. That's a star cluster that's right there. Pac-Man Nebula is right next to Sheeter, which is the bottom right-hand side of the W. And I have gotten, there was a VDB object that was near there too. I think it's VDB1, I think is also near there. We're shooting just a shade off of where Cassiopeia is, because that's where the Heart Nebula is. The Heart is just a little bit bottom to the left, and then the Soul is below that. Are we guiding? No, not yet. Almost guiding. Almost there. I went to school for it. And too old for the job. That sucked. 8K later. 9/11, yeah. Checking the oven. What are we cooking? Can I come over? I want some. We having turkey? We baking cookies? That'd be awesome. Love to bake some cookies. Alright, we're on the east step. We're just about ready to guide. I want to see how this looks with the wide field, because in a tiny bit, I'm going to move this over just a little bit to the right here, so then this way I can actually get, well, man, there's a lot of stars, so that is actually really good. Quite a few stars on this, so that's really, really good. At 70 seconds, that's pretty awesome. And that thing on the bottom right, that's actually the Sigma lens. That's on the bottom right. Because I have this attached to it, but that's actually pretty good. Yeah, I'm pretty impressed. So that's great. All right, good. We're on the north step now. Excellent. Microsoft has changed some ways to install. So, yep, Venus looks good on your end. Perfect. Excellent. I know there'll be just want to let everybody know there's no music tonight. This is a test night just to see how everything is going. Making sure that the stream is good. Making sure that I have all the cameras working. And we're just about ready to guide here in a tiny bit here. There is some haze that's coming through, though. Yeah, there's a lot of haze. Yeah, it's M103. What I can do is I could pull up M103 here. Hang on. Here's what I'll do. Window capture. Okay. Starry Night. Yes. Okay, I'm pulling up Starry Night real quick, just for a second here. Just so this way you can see it. Edit transform, just give me 1 second here. This will all be fixed for tomorrow. Whoops. Okay. So just give me 1 second here. Loving that the moon is at 0.1%. It is absolutely 100% new moon. That is fantastic. Alright, there we go. Alright, so let me zoom out. This is Starry Night Pro Plus 7. It's a mouthful. Let me scroll out here. Okay. Okay. Now, this right here, that star, is the end of Cassiopeia right there. So then you can see, there's one, there's the star there. M103 is just on the bottom of the W. Right there. That's M103. And that's a wonderful star cluster. I think it's the Owl cluster. I've gotten it before. And it turned out phenomenal with my setup. And I'm pretty sure that's the Owl. Because then you got Gamma Cassiopeia right here, which is Navi, which is the top of the W. And then you got Shidar, and then Rukba, or whatever it is, was on the bottom. And then at the top is Safe, or Kaf. I don't know the names of the stars. I just know where they're located. So that's Cassiopeia there, and M103 is just at the bottom there, as you can see. And I'll get rid of that. There we go. Pretty sure, if I remember correctly. Let me look it up. I think it's the Owl cluster. I'm pretty sure it is. Open cluster. Maybe not. I thought it was. It is exquisite, though. It is an absolutely beautiful cluster. Okay, now we're doing south step now. We're almost done with guiding. Just as a description of what I'm doing here is what the guider is, in order to find out the periodic error and then the mount corrections, it has to do, it goes up, down, left, right. So it's moving it purposely, and then it finds out how much it moved, and then it centers it, so then it knows how much it moves, and then it starts guiding. Guiding usually takes, for the calibration, it takes about 10 minutes or so, ish. But it's not too bad. And I have to do the calibration every single time because it's not a pier mount. A pier mount is, it's actually built into the ground, and then it's polar aligned and it never moves. Like you would have a pier mount in an observatory, so this way you don't have to worry about aligning every single time. I actually wheel my stuff out every single time and get it polar aligned. And it takes a little bit, but no, it's not too bad. That's looking really good for the wide field. I'm pretty impressed. And as we get it, it's still very low in the horizon right now. So it's going to take some time. But tomorrow night, I will be out here at 11:30. And I will go until 4:30. I will be out here for 5 hours. So from 11:30 to 4:30. Yeah, red and blue stars. Yeah, it's in color. So you're actually going to see the actual color of the stars, which is going to be phenomenal. And if it's going to be really dark and really nice, I should be able to get some amazing shooting stars because I'm shooting 70 seconds. And as I go along, like maybe midnight, maybe 1:30 tomorrow, I should be able to crank the exposure to 90 seconds. I haven't seen any shooting stars yet. I haven't seen anything come through here. It's still very early. You might get maybe one, maybe two, but you won't actually start seeing them until about midnight, maybe 1 a.m. And then that's when it's going to start really popping in. But I got it at 70 seconds, so... And I put darks and flats and everything, so this is going to be a nice, clear image. What I might just do... start a capture. How about I do that? So that way at least it'll keep it going. That'll be nice. And I think we're guiding now. Yes, we are. We're guiding. And we're doing great for guiding, too. Yeah, we're doing good for guiding. So I'm going to take this, start a planner. Yes. Exposure time, we'll do 600 seconds, which is 10 minutes. And then we'll do 4 of them. And then we'll do 1200 seconds. And we'll do 7 of them. And it's NGC, no, not NGC, it's IC 1805. Start. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah, watching them are very tough. And the other thing is, and a lot of people don't really know, is that to see these, you got to go to a dark sky site. Or darker. I won't see too many, but I'm shooting 70-second exposures, so it is very possible that I'll get the brighter ones, and maybe 1 or 2 an hour of the very, very faint ones. But you'd have to go to a dark sky site. The problem with that is there's no Wi-Fi. So if I go to a dark sky site, yeah, I'll be able to get some really, really good shots, but I won't be able to stream. So I'm going to be doing it from home. So looking at this, it looks really nice. Once I get above the muck, and you are in dark skies, well, then you need to get out there. You need to get those shooting stars. ERRT radio, you need to get out there and get those. I got to see some shooting stars. Because I surely am not in dark skies. Right now, on the Bortle scale, I'm in the red zone. Not football, not inside the 20. But I'm in the red zone, so close to the orange. We will be 90 plus for temperature. Ooh. $90. Whew! That's during the day, I'm guessing. You don't have a good. You don't need a good camera. I mean, you can get a cheap webcam or a cheap CCD camera. The T7 that I'm using for the wide field here, it's like $100. It's $100, and it gets this view. I mean, it's incredible. It's absolutely phenomenal for $100. You can't go wrong. And I just put this on just a regular rings, and then added this to my home setup. I have two of them. So I have one that's on the travel setup, and then I have one that's now on the home setup. So I'll be able to do wide field, and I'll be able to do long exposure at the same time, which is nice. Now, of course, once we get above, because at the top left where you see where the Me DSI is, there's a black line there. That's actually part of like where the bottom is. The camera's flipped upside down. Oh, there's a big plane coming through. Is that a plane going through? Yep. That's a monster plane. What I'll do... transform this, edit transform, move this over. So then you can actually see the whole time and everything. There we go. Now you're going to see that Okay, I'm back. I just had to check on a couple of things there real fast. But I'm back. And checking the chat here while I was gone. I think I finally got my Windows disk made. Fantastic. Hash Brownies is here. Hello, Hash Brownies. Astronomy live stream using a 14mm f2.8 lens here. Wow. With a 105 by 72 degrees field of view. That is insane. For anybody that does not know what that means, it's a 14mm lens. The camera that's on the top left, that one is a 35mm. So that is even wider. And 2.8 is the focal ratio, or the f-stop. The lower the number, the faster light enters the lens, which means you'll take shorter exposures and get more light, which is insane. And if I remember correctly, Astronomy Livestream, you're shooting in 4K. Which, that's insane too, by the way. That's pretty amazing. Now let's take a look at this. This one just finished. Let's take a look and see what we got. Stars look great for 10 minutes. I don't see any nebulosity, though. But the stars look phenomenal. We'll go to 2 times. Let's see what we get here. I think I'm shooting in the right spot. I don't know. I was running around and trying to fix things, and I think that's where it is. And with the haze, it doesn't really make it all that easy. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the heart's in here somewhere. It's in there somewhere. Still have to fix the coma on that, but... What do you think, people? What do you think about the stars on a 10-minute image? I mean, that's... The blue line that's in the middle here, that is just a dead column. That's something that happens with CCD cameras. I don't know if anybody in the audience knows if they have CCD cameras or if they know about that. But after time, a pixel will die, and it's actually this pixel right... It's actually... I'll scroll it up here. It's this pixel right there. So this pixel is dead, so what happens when the pixel dies, it creates a long line. So with darks, flats, biases, and all the calibration frames, this will actually go away, and then you won't actually see it on the actual image. So you don't have to worry about it. $7,200 by 5,600, some odd pixels, full frame. That's right, you're also running a full frame sensor camera too. Good Lord. I have a go-to system, yes. I have the Celestron AVX mount. And then I have it hooked up to Starry Night Pro Plus 7. And then it's connected through there, and I aligned it, and it went to it. So my guess is that's what it is. I don't know. The stars look phenomenal, though, so I'm very happy about that. That is dead on. That's a 10-minute image, by the way. 10 minutes. I could probably do... Let me see how guiding is. 0.4. I could probably do maybe 25, and it would still be round stars. The scope that I have, it's a William Optics Zenith Star 80mm apochromatic refractor. It's a blue one. It's discontinued by William Optics. I've had it for about 4 years, but it is discontinued. William Optics makes really good apochromatic refractors, For the people that are new, apochromatic is better than achromatic. What that means is the glass that's inside the telescope, the light that travels in there, you have red, green, and blue. In achromatic, the light does not come to a pinpoint, so the stars will actually become bloated. You'll get halos around the stars, they'll be purple. So when you look online to look for a refractor telescope, you'll see refractor chromatic $200. And you'll say, well, that's really cheap. I'm going to buy that. That's really cool. I'll have a telescope. Problem is, if you do that for long exposure photography, it's not going to be good. Achromatics are good for guiding, viewing, and planetary. Sort of. If you wanted to do really short exposures on a webcam, you could, technically. But apochromatic is the way to go. They are super expensive. I'm sure ERRT Radio can agree with me on that. And it's cheap for a reason, exactly. They are cheap for a reason. But people use them for guide scopes, and they use them for spotting scopes and viewing. And they use them for pretty much anything. I have a couple refractors. I think I have 3? I have an 80, a 60, a 90. I think I have another one too. I think I have like 3 or 4. And I use them just for, just grab and go. And I can use them for viewing. I know I have a 60 refractor that I have a solar filter. And actually I used it for the solar eclipse back in August. And it did really, really well. It was absolutely fantastic. Because it actually has it built on there, which is really, really cool. Waiting for the new Sony A7SIII to come out. Well, S3. I4, 1/4 of the pixels camera I'm using now, but it's frame. Meaning the pixels are 4 times bigger, less noise, and And ERRT Radio I used to have a Celestron Ultima 2000 back in 1999. Still a pretty good scope. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think I have 8 scopes here, ranging anywhere from a 60mm achromatic refractor to 114mm Newtonian, which I still need to get a dovetail bar for, so I can do planetary. And I also, and I have the 90mm Orion Apex. I forgot about that. I still got that one. That's a Cassegrain. And a Cassegrain, they make different types of telescopes. So for the people that are watching, the different types of telescopes that they make are, they have the refractor like we talked about, a Dobson, and a Dobson, they're monsters. And they're really good for planetary and really, really good for viewing. There's the Cassegrain, the Muxadov Cassegrain, or the Schmidt Cassegrain. Those are amazing for planetary. They are absolutely amazing because what happens is light actually travels into the actual Cassegrain, bounces off of a mirror again, and then goes into your camera or your eye. Men and their toys, in this case, I don't mind if they spend too much money. Ain't that the truth? Over time, I probably have enough that I probably could have taken out a loan for a car. But with the Cassegrain, it actually doubles the focal length, and the focal length is how much light travels through a telescope. So there are some Cassegrains that are 2,500 millimeters in focal length. There are some that are 3,200, but they're compact. So you may see a Cassegrain that is really, really small, probably like the size of like a suitcase, really small. But its focal length is like 3,200 millimeters, which is great. I've spent more money, on my mining equipment than astronomy. Really? So you're a miner? Well, that's pretty cool. I spent most of my money on astronomy. That's for the last 6 years. That's all I've done. That's all I love to do. Haven't been looking to see if there's any shooting stars. I should be doing that, but I'm not. But it's looking really good. I got to admit, it's looking pretty good. And actually, I could probably move it up a little bit. There we go. I moved it up just a slight bit. And that's the fence right there at the top. So that fence over time is actually going to go up, up, up. So that way I'll be able to move this camera and actually shrink it down so I can get more of the sky. Because the bottom right is washed out. It's across the street. And they got their friggin' lights on. Which is oh so much fun. But where the Perseids, and I'm sure somebody's going to ask this question before the night is over, is the Perseids actually sit right below Cassiopeia. And I'm going to point to exactly where they are. And I'll have a map and everything up tomorrow when I go live at 11:30. And where they sit, and I'm going to point to it. Just give me 1 second here. Okay. Oh, and by the way, the second image is done, which is so cool. Let's see if the stars move. They didn't move. That's awesome. That is freaking awesome. That's another 10-minute image that's done. That is just great. Oh. That's just awesome. So where the Perseids actually sit is right below where we're shooting right now, to the second. Okay? So this right here is Cassiopeia, this W that you see. There are 3 stars that are right here. Okay? Those 3 stars are Miram, El-Fakheber, and Mirfak, which is that one right there. There's going to be like a star cluster right in that area right there, which is really cool. And where the Perseids is just a little bit to the left, which is over here. This is where the Perseids are going to be right here. This is the center point of where they're going to be. So you could see anything here. I'm going to move the camera over just a slight bit to the left. There we go. So then this way you're going to be able to see it right in this area right here. And that's where it's going to be. So if we're going to see anything, it's going to be in that area. But of course, as it gets higher in the sky, it's going to get a little bit better and less murkier, which is nice. Let me catch up on the chat. All you need is a pin. Where's the double cluster? They look like diamonds. Oh, are you talking about Chai Persei? I think it's the name of it. They call it the double-double. I think it's what it is. That is in that area. Chai Persei is just a little bit to the right of where we're shooting. And I mean literally just a little bit to the right. If we're going back to where Cassiopeia is, okay, and if you go down, that's Miram right there, okay, it's just a little bit above and to the right. So the double cluster would actually be this thing right here. This is the double cluster. It's faint, but you can actually see 2 little dots right here. That's the double cluster right there. So you'll be able to see it. Now, of course, if there wasn't a haze or anything, you might actually pick it out. But I'm guessing that's what you're talking about as a double cluster. And I've gotten, I pretty much have gotten everything near Cassiopeia last year. I went nuts and literally got everything possible. The Pac-Man, M103, VDB1, VDB102. Pretty much got everything possible. And heck, we even got the Comet last week. The Giacobini Zinner, the 21P, which that was one of the brightest comets in the sky. It's an 8th magnitude comet. And it does, yeah, it really does look like diamonds. It's absolutely incredible. If you get a wide enough camera, I'm sure, with the, what is it, the Astronomy Live, I'm sure they could probably get it. If they hooked up to a telescope with a full-frame camera, they could probably fit that right in there, and it would just pop out, and it would just look amazing. It would look absolutely gorgeous. And I think that was one of the first objects I got, was that star cluster. I've gotten a lot of star clusters. M39, M13. It was 29, 34. There's a whole bunch of them. Still no shooting stars. It's still pretty early. What I'll do is I'll make this smaller so then you can see the whole thing for the one in red. And the reason why, and again, people are probably wondering, why is it in red? I don't understand. Why isn't it in color? I don't understand. The reason why this is in red is because I'm shooting in hydrogen alpha. So it's a colored camera. I know a lot of people say that you can't do it, but of course, when was the last time somebody told us that we couldn't do something in astronomy? We're going to do it anyways. With your current scope, what does the Trifid look like? It's not bad. I can't get too much blue. The only reason why the Trifid doesn't look all that great from here is because it doesn't go above 23 degrees above the horizon. So I really don't get a great shot of it from here. Plus, which really sucks, and I'm swearing again, is that Buffalo, the city of Buffalo, is literally right where Trifid rises every summer. So the light pollution is from like 0 to 30 degrees. It's like virtually a light dome. And I can't see anything. Like the teapot, that's where you would see the eagle, the Trifid, the lagoon, the swan, all that stuff, all the wild duck cluster, all of them is pretty much gone because of the city of Buffalo. Yeah, thanks, Buffalo. Thanks, city. Not much I can really do. I'd have to actually go to a dark sky site in order to get those. But I've gotten them before, and it wasn't that great. It wasn't all that great. I know it is sad. It really is. Probably if I have time later tonight, I'll show you guys what I got with with my CG4, which was 2 mounts ago, and it was no guiding, no nothing, night vision kind of thing. Yeah, I wish. I've heard people have used that for night vision, and actually it looks really neat. I saw one for an eyepiece. It was like a military grade, like night vision. And just to see that stuff was really, really cool. Super expensive, but really, really cool. How's guiding? 0.57. It's not bad. And when I say by 0.57, that's arc seconds. Like we were talking about before, if you're new and you want to know, like, okay, you want to know how big an arc second is. Well, we all know how big the moon is. Of course, because we see it in the sky all the time. So you would see the moon, and then you can actually figure out how many arc seconds the moon is. Well, we know how many arc minutes it is. It's 30 arc minutes is how big the moon is. So, of course, they figure seconds and minutes, so there's 60 seconds in a minute, so there's 60 arc seconds in a minute. So the moon is 1,800 arc seconds. So you look at it in the sky and you can say, okay, well, that's how big the moon is. Well, what I'm guiding on a star that's moving only 0.6 or 0.5. So that's like a crater, pretty much. I'm like guiding on a crater, and it's only moving like a fraction. It's just unbelievable. What would be the best first small scope for quality? My first scope that I ever had that I wish I would actually get back because it was really, really cool was the Meade ETX 90. And the Meade ETX 90 is a compact scope. It's a Cassegrain. It's a tabletop. So that means you can put it in a case and go. It's a go-to. It tracks. Has a little flip mirror, so you can actually flip it to view and flip it back, and you can put a camera in the back. And they've been making those for about 10, 15 years. And they're really good. I mean, I wish I'd still have that damn thing, because it was really, really good. I loved it. I was an idiot and wanted to go bigger and better. Apparently I went, I don't know why I did it, but I went from the Meade ETX 90 to an 8-inch Dobson. I don't know why I did that. I have a Twin Star 90mm. That's a really good one, too. Ron, Bill has one in his shed he's thinking of using. Yeah. Because for the ETX series, they made 60 and 90. 60, 80, 90, I think is what they made. They're really, really good. They're really amazing. Oh, next image is done. Oh. I didn't see if the stars moved or not. Darn it! Not really paying attention. Paying attention to chat. But if I'd have to go there for a first setup, I was on Mark D'Antoni's his stream last night, and the question was asked to him and said, what would be a really good first starter scope? And he said Orion. Orion makes really, really good starter scopes where they're go-to. They're not bad, and they're cheap. They're not terrible. Another starter scope, if you want quality, I would say the Astroscan Millennium. If you want quality. The Astroscan Millennium is a 114mm scope, and it's a Newtonian. And the quality on it is really good. If you go to my website, I actually have it on the left-hand side of my website, the 114mm. It's from Scientifics Direct. And they're actually, it's not bad. I actually have one here. And when I get the dovetail is what the rings sit on. When I can get one, I'm going to hook it up to the travel setup, and I'll be able to start getting the moon when it's full later in September. And then I'll try that out. You had a Dobson 8-inch. ERT, you've had a lot of scopes. You're just like me. I mean, I've pretty much had them all. Ranging from a 3-inch all the way up to an 8-inch. Please tell me you didn't have like a 15 or a 16-inch. At least I hope not. Like a Canon. Let's see how the stars are looking here. Yeah, stars are looking fantastic. Man, oh man, looking beautiful. The Maksutov. No, not yet. Yeah. Still got to get some more money. Yeah, the 127 and the 90. They're really good. They're really, really good. Naturally, you would not want to do long exposure for astrophotography for a Maksutov. You just don't. Because the focal length is so big, you don't want to. I'd like to get a 12-inch tray. Well, if you ever go to a star party, like in Cherry Springs or Spruce Knob in Virginia, or there's one in Ontario. Oh, I can't remember what I forgot the name of the one in Ontario, but they have one out there every year too. these people will bring them in flatbed trucks. They'll bring them in trailers. And I go to an observatory down in North Java at the BMO, which is the Beaver Meadow Observatory, for the Buffalo Astronomical Association. They have a 20-inch. And looking through that is unreal. Yeah, Maxudos are good for planetary. They really are. You put a Barlow on there, whoo, wow. I mean, if you were looking for starting for planetary on a Maxudov, I would probably go with a 6 for money-wise. Because once you get into the 8, 10, 12, 14, and 16, one, you're going to need a sturdy mount. You're going to need a really sturdy mount because they can get extremely heavy. I know an 8-inch, those are beasts to carry. The Celestron 8-inch for the SCT, whew, that's a monster. 6-inch would probably be really good. Yeah, you need a toy hauler. You know, I was thinking about it too, except that my wonderful car probably couldn't hold it. It'd probably break down. There are still some more freaking haze coming through. Come on, haze, stop it. I'm pretty impressed with the wide field. Because we're about 24 hours away from streaming for tomorrow. And that's where these are going to be. I think we're going to be in great shape. I think the stars are going to look phenomenal. The Celestron was 25 pounds for the scope and 25 pounds for the tripod. Oh my god! That's like a 6-year-old. More Jello, please. More Jello is here. Well, the other thing is, astronomy live stream, I don't know if you've ever done it, but you could also do the Hyperstar, too. I've seen people use the Hyperstar, and it's expensive for the SCTs, or the C11 or the C12s, and it's amazing what the Hyperstar can do. It's incredible. 14F2. Now we're just getting into the ridiculous stage now. The storm of size of Texas is moving this way. Oh boy. Elliot had a mirror set made 7-inch f6. I never got to make the tube for the darn thing. Oh, you should make it. Oh my god, that would be amazing. Aren't the mirrors expensive? I thought they were expensive, like when you try to order them. Fast star ability, yeah. We're semi-clear. we're semi-clear out here. I mean, there's some high-level haze coming through, but we're doing good. I mean, we're seeing stars. We're seeing lots and lots of stars, but I don't see no shooting stars yet. Saw a couple planes. I don't think the ISS is coming through tonight either. Because I was going through that and I didn't see the ISS. Let me check and see. Let me check the ISS. No. The ISS is not making its appearance at all tonight. It is staying in the southern hemisphere all night. Will it make an appearance tomorrow? Looking, just trying to see if it shows up tomorrow night. It very well could. Doesn't look like it. Nope. No ISS tomorrow. Nope. That's poopy. We actually got the ISS on my very first stream. I got the ISS going right through one of the actual frames. I thought it was really cool. I've seen it, and I haven't done it, and it probably takes a lot of skill, but I've seen people actually get it with their telescope and actually get a clear shot. I don't know how they do it, but it's like that right time at the right place, and they just snap that photo with it, and they get it just right at that second. And they can actually see the solar panels on it. They can see everything. And it's fast. It's fast even watching in the sky. Imagine doing it with a 6-inch or an 8-inch or a 12-inch telescope and trying to track that thing. You can't. It's got to be, you know where it's going to be going through, and you get it just on. The fun one that I want to get before next year is getting it crossing the sun or the moon. That's what I want to see. I want to see it cross it. So the next image is done here. This is another 10-minute image. Didn't move at all. Those stars are stagnant. That's awesome. May go to bed early tonight. Been up for 16. Wow. Whew. Got a satellite flare last night. That's awesome. Was it on your stream? I don't know how you'd be able to track it. That's pretty amazing. Speaking of the sun, they had a ship. Yes, that's supposed to happen. I think it's next week. They're supposed to take this thing and shoot it off into the sun. And then somebody wants to know what causes a flare. Well, actually, I looked it up on the last session, or the last time I was out here. And then somebody wanted to know before that was what causes an iridium flare. And what happens is, these satellites will be high in the sky, really, really, really high. And it's a type of satellite flare, which is also known as a satellite glint. And it's made when the antennas of an iridium communication satellite reflect sunlight directly onto the surface of the Earth. So, for a brief second, maybe sometimes it might be 1 to 6 seconds, you'll see something get super bright and then disappear. But it's that right time, at the right place, you'll see it just go right through, and that's what causes an iridium flare. Astronomy live stream, I looked and I didn't see anything. My phone will go off. I actually have it set to notification about 5 minutes before an iridium flare hits. Then again, you're also 2 hours before me, so it's 9:20 where you are. So I don't know. Didn't have to move the camera. That's awesome. I hope they don't make it blow up. I don't think it... You know what? Let me look it up while we're waiting. Just see. Okay, so it's mission to touch the sun is what it's called. And it's supposed to launch in tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow. Humanity's first visit to a star begins this weekend. NASA's Parker Solar Probe will explore the sun's atmosphere in a mission that is expected to launch early Saturday. This is the agency's first mission to the sun and its outermost atmosphere, the corona. If all goes according to plan, the probe will launch at 3:33 a.m. Saturday morning, so that is roughly in 4 hours, from Cape Canaveral, Florida, on the United Launch Alliance Delta IV Heavy rocket. One of the world's most powerful rockets, the launch window will remain open for 65 minutes. If the probe doesn't launch on Saturday, the window for a successful launch doesn't close until August 23rd. Although the probe itself is about the size of a car, a powerful rocket is needed to escape Earth's orbit, change direction, and reach the sun. That's pretty interesting. The launch window was chosen because the probe will rely on Venus to help achieve its orbit around the sun. 6 weeks after launch, the probe will encounter Venus's gravity for the very first time. It will be used to help slow the probe like pulling on a handbrake and orient the probe so it's on a path to the sun. The launch energy to reach the sun is 55 times that required to get to Mars, and 2 times that needed to get to Pluto. Wow, that's really interesting. I'm very, very impressed with that. So, wow. Yeah, astronomy live stream. There is really nothing really to report over here either. I'm not getting much. I see a lot of stars though. I'm not getting much. I just wish the people across the street would turn off the friggin' lights. And the sun will vaporize it? I would think so. I'd be willing to bet that's probably what's going to happen. This is a long article, too. Wow. A very long article. Whew! I'm pretty sure they're going to blow that thing up, too. Joe, no Space Force. Well, they say, why do they want to take this to the sun? That's a great question. And they actually have an answer right here. The question is, why send a probe to the sun? The observations and data could provide insight about the physics of stars, change what we know about the mysterious corona, increase understanding of solar wind, and help improve forecasting of major space weather events. Those events can affect satellites and astronauts as well as Earth, including power grids and radiation exposure on airline flights, NASA said. Solar wind is the flow of charged gases from the sun. That's interesting, which we already knew. Present in most of the solar system, it screams past Earth at 1,000,000 miles per hour. And disturbances can cause disruptive space weather that impacts our planet. Surveys by the National Academy of Sciences have estimated that a solar event with no warning could cause $2 trillion in damage in the United States and leave parts of the country without power for an entire year. The mission's objective include tracing the flow of energy that heats and accelerates the sun's corona and solar wind, determining the structure and dynamics of the plasma and magnetic fields at the sources of the solar wind, and explore mechanisms that accelerate and transport energetic particles. 4 suites of instruments will gather the data needed to answer key questions about the sun. Fields, it's an acronym, FIELDS, will measure electric and magnetic waves around the probe. WISPR, another acronym, I love NASA with these. Whew! WISPR, it's WISPR, will take images. SWEEP, another one, SWEAP, will count charged particles and measure their properties. And ISOIS, ISOIS, will measure the particles across a wide spectrum. But what part of this mission will touch the sun? A lot of people probably ask that one. The Solar Probe Cup, dubbed the bravest little instrument, it's like the brave little toaster, is a sensor that will extend beyond the heat shield to scoop up samples of the sun's atmosphere. According to Justin Casper, mission principal investigator and professor of climate, space sciences and engineering at the University of Michigan, the cup will glow red when the probe makes its closest approach to the sun, sampling the solar wind and effectively touching the sun. Well, there you go. And where does the money go? There you go. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. So it's going to launch in, if the weather's right, in 4 hours. That's crazy. That is absolutely crazy. There's more clouds coming through. Come on, clouds, stop it! What's the matter? You don't want to talk for 6 hours? It's a Tesla car. Hope you'll never see it again. That's about right. That's exactly right. Astronomy live stream says he's getting all of Cygnus. I really can't. Unfortunately, that's the problem with mine, is that where it's located, there's a freaking fence right here. And I can't really do much because the fence is right there. And once it's, as I said before, once it's a little bit higher, then I'll be able to get a little bit more. Can't really do too much. And I can move it over a little bit more. How about we go to the right? Let me go that way. There's more clouds coming through. Dumb clouds. Which means it's going to affect the wonderful image. We actually, by the way, if you're noticing the progress bar on the bottom left is going a lot slower, that's because we're going to take a 20-minute image. That's why it's taking forever on the bottom left. So this is going to be a 20-minute image coming up in about 9 minutes. The clouds will just stop being dumb. How much it set us back. I don't think it said anything of how much it was. Let me see. I didn't say how much it was to actually build it. But you want to know what? I'm going to look it up. Because I know if I don't have an answer, I know someone else does. Parker Solar Probe. Come on, they gotta have it. They gotta have it on here. How much it is? Nope, they don't put it on here how much it was to build it. And by the way, if everybody was wondering what those acronyms meant, FIELDS is actually, and I don't understand how this is even possible because it's not even spelled correctly, it's the Electromagnetic Fields Investigation. That makes no sense. I don't know how they even got fields from that, because fields is actually in the name. SWEEP is the solar wind electrons, alphas, and photons. That's SWEEP. Interesting. Gold. Yeah. Oil. You know, it could happen with fossil fuels. I mean, I'm hoping for renewable energy. I'm hoping that we can use electric cars or something. I'm hoping one day. Yeah, clean water, that'd be nice too. Yes, definitely. Wouldn't that be nice? Filtered water, where you didn't have to actually use a filter itself. Wouldn't that be amazing? Have we seen any shooting stars? Because I haven't seen anything come through. I'll actually check later on, either late tonight or early tomorrow morning, and I'll go through and actually check to see if any if they came through or not. But I didn't see anything. Yeah, Mirfak is actually coming up really good. That's actually this right up here. And you can actually see it. I'll bring it in right there. So that's actually starting to turn in good. You can actually see the cluster right there. That's really cool. And it's not transparent here at all. Tesla Roadster weighs 2,877 pounds. SpaceX launched the car in a Falcon 9 rocket at $2,500 per pound, and the cost of the Roadster would be $7.2 million. Oh my God. It should cost less than half. Elliot, will a meteor show up in the red screen? Yes, it would. If it somehow came through at the exact moment, it would show up on here as a streak. So I could actually go through these images individually and see if it actually came through. But that's a long shot. I mean, that's one of those things like you catch an airplane going through your image. I mean, it's possible, but I mean, anything can happen. And here I can make it bigger, and then you can really see it here. I don't see anything. This was the last image. This was the last 10-minute image, but I didn't really see anything. And you can just see how many clouds are coming through. This is the finder. Oof, woof. That is not good. I hope tomorrow night's not going to be like this, because if tomorrow night's going to be like this, I'm going to be very upset. Lots of without the battery. Yeah. Really? The sky is brighter tonight than last night. Getting all... You know what? I want to go to your stream real quick. I want to take a look. I want to see. You know what I could do? Actually, you want to know what? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do what you guys do. Let's see. Hopefully it won't bog my system down. At least I hope not. Let me see. Well, my 20-minute image is done. Oh, snap. Ah! That's really bright. But the good news is the stars did not move. Barely. They barely moved. Oh, you got my stream on yours. Okay, so I was gonna put yours on mine, but you got mine on yours. That's pretty cool. Yeah, you're right. You can see it. There's the North Star. You're very right. That is really cool. Clouds, go away. Yeah. You want me to go out there? I'll go out there and go dance. Yeah, tracking is amazing. We're running at about 0.47 arc seconds right now. Even with the clouds. I mean, there's some drift. And this is at 2 times. It's not bad. It's at 1.5. Let me see. Yeah, it looks a tiny bit oblong at 20 minutes, but that's not bad at all. I love shooting bats. So do you mean by shooting them as in like BB gun shooting or imaging bats? And are you talking baseball bats or are you talking flying bats? I hope it's not Batman. Would you recommend an inexpensive go-to kit for my 90mm? Well, what people always say is it depends on what you're going to use it for. You know, if you're looking to do long exposure, your best bet is to get a go-to scope that tracks. If you're looking to just do planetary, you could go with. See, now we're getting output low. Oh, geez. I don't know if you guys can hear me or not. It says that the video output is low again. Then again, we went an hour without it doing anything, and it was doing great for an hour. So I don't know. Maybe, hold on. Let me see. Let me try something here. Hang on. Uh-oh, guiding's starting to go off a little bit. How bad is the clouds? Eight meg. It says that I'm running at 3,000. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. I'm trying to fix it. Oh, I'm never at 4,500. Never. Oh, jeez, I can't spell today. Let me see if anything's running in the background. No, nothing's running in the background. See, I'm not. That's the other problem, is I can't run a wire about 120 feet. That's the problem. I mean, I could run a cord at 125 feet. How do I get this back up to going well again? Let me see. Should be able to run 200 feet. What cat number are you using? I think it's cat 5E. Pretty sure it's 5E. I would know. That's the thing. I don't know. I mean, I would probably think 100 feet would probably be enough to get from where I am. So you're saying get 100 foot? Because I could probably go get it tomorrow. So I might try that. I might try that and see. Here, let me what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go check the Wi-Fi extender and see. That's what I have. Is I have a Wi-Fi booster. Now my stream health is fine now. It very well could be the clouds are screwing this up. That could be too. I have a Wi-Fi extender that I have at exactly the halfway point, so at about like 50 feet, I have a Wi-Fi extender, and I have it sitting plugged into an outlet. So I mean, it's possible, but on the cable as well, you can use an extender. Oh, okay. So I should just go and get the 100-foot cable, and then that should be good enough, and just run it, and just plug it into this. Okay. Isn't that more than Cat 5? Cat 8 is big bucks because it's new. Okay, so I'll try 7 then for tomorrow. I'll go to the store, and I'll see if I can find a Cat 7. You can get them pretty much anywhere, I'm guessing, right? Or do you have to get it online? I bet you have to get it online. And I probably... But it's going to take time. So, probably won't be able to get that right away. So now we're running at 3,600 now. Long time ago, I had a long cord that I used. It was blue. And I'm guessing it was a 5E cable, and I tried running it through. I think it was like 250 feet. Because I was further down. It was way down. Now that I'm closer up, I think I could probably use 100 foot, and it might be enough. I'd have to send the cord through the window. Got your mosquito. Running 50-foot HDMI from the camera. There's a lot of clouds tonight. There is a lot of clouds. see anything. For the cameras that I'm using, I mean, I put them on here, on the actual thing here, so you can actually see it. One on the top left is a Meade DSI. One on the bottom left is the QHY9C. And then, of course, the big picture is my wide field, which is the T7 Astro camera with a 180-degree lens. Just wish these clouds would go away. That would be fantabulous, and then you'd be able to see everything. And then for the Meade DSI, the one on the top left, it has a 35mm lens on there. It's like a Canon lens that screws in. And then for the QHY9C, that's on the 80mm refractor. And then the T7 just sitting by itself. Oh, okay, so 328 feet. Okay. I'm well under 328 feet. I'm probably between 75 and 80 feet. It's definitely under 100. Probably do have to increase the internet too, because I've had this internet for about 2 or 3 years now, so I bet I probably have to increase the internet too. Probably get that eventually. There we go. So many wispy clouds. It's unbelievable. I gotta catch 7 because I can. Well, yeah. An ERRT radio. I'll take pictures of my setup and everything, and I can send them to you. So this way you know exactly what I have and how I set this up. It's quite innovative. Venus, I actually sent you some of the pictures of what this is, or what the setup looks like. And actually I went through a bunch of the wires this afternoon and took care of some things because I had some extra cords and everything that I got rid of. And what I'm running right now off the mount, it's a 7-port hub. Amazon, okay. So I'll definitely go Amazon, okay. Thank you. I'll actually, you want to run? I'll look at it right now while I'm waiting. That's the best part. Amazon. Yeah, that's exactly what it was, yeah. It was pretty crazy. I had a lot of cords. Because I'm running the 7-port hub that goes in, because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 cameras. Because I actually have a camera right now that I'm not even using right now. I could use it. You know what? While I'm waiting, I don't want to bog the system down, so I don't know if it's going to do anything. I could try and use it. This might bog the system down, but I'm going to try it. You can send it to my Gmail with this name. I hope you understand what I mean. What does Andromeda look like? Well, you would need... You don't need that much magnification. If you're looking to, for Andromeda, it's pretty big. I mean, if you're doing just a little short exposure, you're going to get the center core, and you're going to get just barely some of the dust lanes. Just barely. I mean, if you're looking for, super long exposure, it's pretty big. It's a really, really big galaxy. It's got like a bluish, yellowish tint to it. And it is really, really cool. I mean, I've gotten it quite a few times. It is really neat to look at. Alright, the next 20-minute image is done. Let's take a look and see what it looks like. Ooh, it moved a little bit. It drifted just a slight bit. You could definitely see it. It drifted. And it looks like the clouds are getting worse. Much worse. Kind of power setup. Just regular power. I mean, I don't know. Got an extension cord. That's pretty much it. And got everything on the wheelie bar. Taped it all and Velcroed it, and everything is good to go. And just have one super long extension cord and just wheel it out. And I have no idea where Bill is tonight. No idea. But he's usually out when it's cloudy, too. Like, he was out there with that thunderstorm earlier this week. He was out there, and he was just getting a thunderstorm. I think he's just taking a break because he's going to be out there Saturday and Sunday. So most likely he's probably going to take some time off tonight, and he's back out there again. So that's my guess. I don't know. I have no idea. Oh, I have one too. I have a power bank here too. Are you a member of a local astro club? Yes, I am. I'm actually a member of the Buffalo Astronomical Association, which has been around for about 70 years. And they hold meetings every month. I've been a member of theirs for 6 years. Oh, I can guarantee you Bill's exhausted. He stays up till 4 or 5 in the morning. I don't know how I'm going to be able to do it for tomorrow, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to be out. But he does it. I don't know. Usually I'll watch his stream until I fall asleep. And then wake up and then find out that he streamed for 7.5 hours. Oh, okay. Didn't he say something about that somebody hurt their foot and then somebody hurt their shoulder too? So he's had like 2 injuries in like the last 2 days or 2 weeks. Yeah, I think he's doing extra stuff. I'm pretty sure you're right. Yeah, there's some nebulosity in this. I'm checking the 20-minute image. There's some nebulosity, but there's not much. It definitely, the clouds definitely screwed this image up big time. But there's definitely some. Not a lot, but there's some. I'll have to stack it and process the image and see how it turns out. Yeah, I'd love to meet Bill. I might take a trip out there, I don't know, in the next few months. He's only about 4.5 hours from me. I'd have to head east. Let me see how long it would actually take me. Five hours and 25 minutes it would take me to get to him. Although he's actually a little bit further east, actually. Yeah, so he's about 5 hours from me, that's right. $25 hours? Yeah. That's insane. Wow, that's awesome. I definitely will have to take a trip out there to him. So a couple things that for takeaways for tonight. The stream, for the most part, was okay, with a couple of hiccups here and there. Gonna get that Cat 7 cable for this, so that way the streams from now on will be smooth and I won't have to worry about it. And I may be able to run a higher resolution, I'm guessing. So I'll have to get that. Can't do anything about the clouds, but overall I think everything looked out pretty good. I got 4 10-minute images on the red image there, and then we're working on number 3 for the 20 minutes, so should get about 100 minutes of exposure time. Not really going to turn out too well because there's haze and stuff, but at least I get to show everybody what it looks like. And I can actually, knowing that we'll be done soon, I hope so, Venus. I really do. I hope that it's going to be a little bit better tomorrow. I mean, you're looking at it here. You can actually see all the clouds and the haze and everything, and it's just like a whitewash. Like that, the camera on the top left, that's all you've seen is that light gray just coming right through. It's a 10-second image, so it's updating every 10 seconds. And all you're seeing is just clouds, one after another. Let me actually walk out there and take a look and see. Yeah, it's like hazy out. Yeah, it's definitely hazy out. Yeah, so there's definitely a lot of haze, and that's in all directions out here. Yeah, it's better after 2 a.m. That is correct. Between 2 and 4 is going to be the best. And that's the best part is that's why I'm going to be streaming, and it will save the stream. So if you fall asleep or whatever, and you walk away, best part is you can always come back, and it's going to be right there. So Cassiopeia is starting to pop up above the next door house. That's where we can see most of the constellation. Well, we saw the constellation on mine earlier, and it's, yeah, it's getting there, sort of. Yeah, and so that's the best part with all my streams. And if you see something, or if you see a shooting star or something, make sure you let me know. I got the timestamp on there and everything, so that way you'll see the time and you can just register it there. I'll go through the other images. I just updated another 70-second image, and there's still lots more clouds. See if I can. Yeah. There we go. We can at least make that a little bit bigger. There you go. There you go. Moving some stuff around. Yeah, that would be amazing if we got paid to do this stuff. It would be amazing. But that's the best thing, is that we do it for fun. We don't do it for money. We don't do it for donations. We don't do it for anything. We just do it for the love of the actual hobby. You know, I've been doing it for 6 years. Wouldn't change it for the world. I love helping people. I love answering questions. Hopefully, one day down the road, I plan on traveling to actually go to certain places and help people. And I think that would be absolutely amazing. That's why I've been trying to get the travel setup up and running, and it's just a matter of actually getting in the car and actually going somewhere. I do plan on going to the Cherry Springs, and that's the Black Forest Star Party from September 7th to September 9th. I don't know what the weather's going to be yet because it's a month away. I will not be able to stream out there because there's going to be 475 people. Doing it for 35 years. Wow. I've only been doing it for 6. If I'd been doing it for 35 years, I wouldn't even been born. It is amazing. It really is, to just all the people. I mean, I think getting back into this, I stopped for a while because usually in October is when I usually shut it all down here, because that's when the weather starts to get really bad out here. It's usually late October, early November, and it doesn't get better until about February or March. Well, what happened was I had herniated discs in my back, and I lost the interest in doing it in January and February, and it took me a few months to get back into the swing of things. So the last couple, I'd say 2 to 3 weeks, I saw P&K Space Imaging. That grew into Sky Watching Gaming. That grew into Take Back Space, and then that grew into Astronomy Livestream, and then with Mark D'Antonio. That's the same one, you know, same with the streaming. So now it's like I got like 5 people for streaming, but it's a fan base, and it's just everybody has streaming, and it's just great. And it seems like every night I could look at my phone and I have 5 or 6 alerts saying so and so is live, and it's like great. I can actually watch a stream when it's cloudy or it's raining. I got my interest in 75 or 76. I wasn't even born. Are you saying I'm an old fart? No. Just saying that I wasn't even born then. I'm too cranky to like people. We all different tastes. Yeah. That's one of the things I noticed is when I started doing streaming back in 2015, about 3 years ago, I thought it was going to be super easy. You start a channel, you do certain things, and then all of a sudden, boom, you get 1,000 subscribers, or 10,000 subscribers, or 100,000. It's not that easy. I noticed that it's not easy at all. It took me about 1.5 years just to get to like 20 subscribers. It took me a long time. That next year, things started to really boom. and I got to about 100, and now I'm at 200. And I appreciate all the people that have subscribed to me, and it's great, but it's so tough. And that's what somebody told me, is that it all depends on, like what you said in the chat, is that some people have different tastes, and they do different things. You know, I bet if you put a cooking show on YouTube, I guarantee you 100,000 people are gonna tune in. You type in like macaroni salad, or you type in potato salad, or lasagna, or spaghetti. I mean, good Lord, people are gonna look at that in the keywords. Astronomy Magazine always sponsors my stuff. Well, that's amazing. I was meaning to ask about that. That's incredible. But the fact that you get a sponsor like that is really cool. And I saw that you're streaming. I saw that they're going to be doing that for tomorrow or Sunday. I always watched meteor showers and been a moon gazer, but I don't know the science involved. You don't need to know the science. That's the best part. But, you know, there's different levels of people for astronomers. You know, there's people that will do wide field. There's people that will do planetary. There's going to be people that do long exposure. There's people that will, and I don't mean to single out some of the people, but there's people that know it scientifically, where they actually know gravity, dark matter, neutron, proton, electron, this, that. They know all the stuff. You know, they'll create charts. They'll create everything, and then there's some people that just enjoy looking at the pictures. You know, they go, wow, that's amazing. Don't know how you got it, but that's incredible. You know, there's a whole different array of people, and that's what makes astronomy fun. You know, I try to do a little bit of everything. You know, long exposure, extreme long exposure, planetary, which I haven't done planetary in over a year, which I plan on getting back into, time lapses, wide field. And then, of course, trying to teach people how, you know, certain things in astronomy. They do pay, they want to. Is it proven that there's gold in space? I know that there's diamonds. Lots of diamonds in space. I don't know about gold. It's possible. Yeah, he does. He's got gold on the brain. He wants gold. And iron. You know, it would have to be, I guess. I mean, if gold is made on Earth, it's possible. Look it up. I love to look up things. It's let's see. This article was actually just done within the last 3 months. Or 4 months. Scientists discover origins of gold in space. Well, there you go. Who would have thought that you were right? Astronomy live stream, you are right. There is gold in space. Wow, crazy. Wow. That's amazing. So I guess it was a golden answer. Sorry, that was bad. Don't they call it a precious metal, I think? Something like that, maybe. Oh, trust me, I'm not a science or tech. Trust me, I don't know much about that stuff, about science and stuff. All I know is I take pictures, and I know the night sky, but I don't know much about, you know, certain things and how space works and whatnot, and dark matter, black holes, Higgs boson, particles, and all that wonderful. I don't know any of that stuff. You know, you can leave that to the big time astronomers, the ones that are like PhDs in astronomy. I'm probably going to go for about another 10, maybe 15 more minutes. And then I'm going to call it a night. Because I got to rest up for tomorrow. Because tomorrow is the big night. And I will be out here, as I said before, I'll be out here for 5 hours. From 11:30 to 4:30. So I'll be answering questions now and everything. And checking the chat room. And just sitting casually. You know. Testing out a few things, making sure everything is running up, you know, in good shape. And it looks like everything is okay. Everything is in pretty decent shape so far. For the most part, I would say about 85% of this stream has not been too terrible. There was a plane that did go through. If you look, it would be right about here. There's a plane that just went right through the middle of the screen. So my guess is you're going to see a plane in this one here on the 20-minute image. You're going to see a plane go right through that. Because where we're shooting is right, literally right where I am shooting, which is like right here. That's where I'm imaging. So that plane is going to go right through the image. The only reason you can't see it now is because it's 34% of a 20-minute image. Earth is where water is only found in 3 states, correct. But then when you get out in outer space, then things get a little crazy for certain things where liquid nitrogen is a gas, or carbon dioxide is a liquid, or it's just ridiculous. It's just certain things. Like, it's just unreal of what certain things are in different planets and different... It's just amazing just to think about that. That even on Venus, I mean, this just blows my mind. Like Venus and Titan and all those other places, they have lakes of methane. That's just... It's just amazing. There's a place in even in our solar system where it rains diamonds. That's just... And there's another place where it rains... I mean, how? I mean, I know how, but it's just like, how's that possible? It's just crazy. It's amazing. And then with Venus, of course, having the greenhouse gases, and Venus is actually hotter than Mercury, even though Mercury's closer to the sun. How are we going to take a 6-month trip to Mars? They're going to do it. And that's they're going to send a human to Mars. I don't know about that. Still don't see anything. Well, of course there's a lot we don't know about our own planet. I mean, we already know exactly. I was just about to say with the oceans. We've only discovered 5% of the oceans. Of all the life in there. Instead of going out in outer space, why don't we go and figure out what's down below? I mean, it's just ridiculous how much we haven't even scratched the surface, and how there's new species discovered virtually almost every day. Well, that's another thing, exactly. We're not allowed to explore half the things. Some places are forbidden to even go and try to figure out what happened. And it does make you wonder why. So I'm going to go for about another 7-8 more minutes, and then we're going to call it a night at about 12:40. And then from there, we'll get ourselves ready for tomorrow. Well, technically, later tonight, because we're into tomorrow, which is now. Technically, it's Saturday. Well, Saturday for me, Friday for Astronomy Live. Because right now for him, it's technically 10:30 for him. But it's 12:30 for me. Well, it is, yeah, it's Saturday here, but probably not for you because you're probably right before midnight. What? Why? Why don't they support your live streaming? They should. I know that my local astronomy club supports mine. They know that I do my live streaming. They know that I've been doing it for about 3 years. I've mentioned them a few times. I've even put their observatory on my stream a few times, where I actually did a tour. And actually, you know what I'll do? Here's what I'll do. I will look it up, and I will actually put the actual tour on here, and then you guys can take a look at it whenever you get a chance. Oh, God, I'm trying to remember when it was. It was a long time ago. Let me see. It was... check page 4. Was it this one? Was it 15? Yep, it was. Okay. Yep. Alright, cool. Alright. There. I posted the link to when they did, when I did a tour of the BMO. And you guys can check that at any time whenever you guys get a chance. But that was episode 15, and that was taken on June 27th of 2016, so it was about 26 months ago. And the tour itself started at 1947. So 19 minutes and 47 seconds is when the actual tour started. Yeah, out of how many? He says that 2 club members out of what? 300? It is their loss. I don't understand how a club can't promote one of their members of going outside the box and actually doing a stream. I mean, that in itself, I think that's amazing. You know? I'm noticing that there's not many people out there that do that. Oh, yeah, 300, yeah. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy that somebody won't promote it. It's like, I'm like speechless, because that makes me mad. Then what do they support? Well, no matter what, astronomy live stream, you're doing a great job. I mean, I've only seen your stream for the last 3 days, or 3 times that you've been doing it, and just seeing the stuff that you do is incredible. By the way, I can't get the crickets out of my mind and out of my head. Just to let you know. And make sure, if you guys haven't done, I'm sure you guys have already done it, but make sure you subscribe to his stream, because it's amazing. It really, really is amazing. To do it in 4K is... whew! And by the way, I actually sat there and actually watched the meteor shower on your stream from last year. I did that this afternoon and went through it. And then I think I actually saw the solar eclipse that you had on yours too. I saw that. Yeah, so when this exposure is finished, when this one's done, I'll pretty much call it a night. Because we're at 98% on this one. And this will be exposure number 3? I think this one's 3. I just stopped it on that one, so this will be number the third or second 20-minute exposure. This is number 3. Ooh, there's some major drift. Ooh, we're at 0.8. That's not good. Oh boy. Oh boy. At our dark site, the warm room, hail broke a window. Oh boy. Wow. That's crazy. I'm just going to get just a couple more of the wide field. Alright, so I got a couple more here. And I think we are good. Alright, so I think we're going to call it a night. I'd like to be out here a little bit longer, but I got to work in the morning. And I'm going to be out here very late tomorrow, so what does everybody think? Should we wind it down? Because that means we've been on here for 2 hours and 30 minutes as of right now to the second, so I think I'm going to probably pack it up, get everything all done, and starting my live stream. I'm sure you're probably still streaming, so I might catch yours for a little bit and then probably head on out. So, and you know, thank you ERRT, thank you Venus, thank you to I don't know how to say it. It's Night Owl. I'm just gonna say Night Owl because that sounds really good. And of course, starting my live stream. There was a couple other people that have joined in. Joe was here for a little bit. Let's see who else was here. I think that's pretty much it. I've had between 5 and 7 people, so yeah. So I thank you for everybody for tuning in. We didn't really see much, although I'm going to go through everything tomorrow and see maybe we did catch something, we just didn't see it. I don't know. But I'm going to work on the internet thing tomorrow. I'm going to look at the cord tonight / tomorrow morning. I'm going to look at the cord and see if I can get that going. And that way I'll have a better stream. Fantastic. But it looks like everything is good. The cameras are great. Guiding was good. If there's an object that you want me to get tomorrow in that vicinity of Cassiopeia, let me know. Send me a comment. Message me. Email me. Whatever you got to do, let me know. Because if there's an object out there, I would love to get it. Somebody mentioned M103. I could do that. I could do the Pac-Man Nebula. Whatever you guys want. So, Tony. Sorry. Tony the Night Owl. Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay, so Tony, Astronomy Live Stream, Venus. I'm thinking it's ERRT. I think that's Ron. I think is one I saw. That's a good idea. Play it back as fast as you can, and then you'll see it. So, thank you, everybody, for tuning in, and I will see everybody tomorrow at 11:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Thank you, and have a wonderful night, guys. Bye.